Tonight, able to find the top, no problem. Dictated in front. Those first sectionals were pretty slow, really, for a sprint race. 29.5, 29.9. They really played in your hands.
Absolutely, and Chris Nielsen knows his horse very, very well, and he said, once you hit the back straight, get into him, get a break on him, and he should be there at the finish.
Tonight, she just travelled strong. She was just on the job.
Yeah, she did. She felt like a normal self. She was switched on from the start. She trialled like that at Maryborough on the weekend. She felt really good. So, I'm sure there'll be better things ahead for her if Wayne and the team can keep her sound.
What about her racing pattern? Obviously, again tonight, just racing outside the leader. It just seems to be her pattern.
Yeah, I think so. Look, I think when she does get up in grade in those better mares races, I'm sure that we'll be able to drive her off the speed, and she does have a really good half in her when driven like that also. So it's good that she's not one-dimensional anymore, but in saying that, yeah, against that grade tonight, it is does give you a lot of confidence that you can drive like that and win so convincingly.
Yeah, she was sharp tonight, Rob. She was sort of looking for the run a long way from home. We sort of just had to wait with Maddie's bloke. Was probably just starting to get swamped a little bit from the outside ones, and when she got the run, she really did fire through.
And, looking at her run tonight, that was a good class field, and I thought you were in a bit of trouble because Salute the Wind just didn't seem like to get you right up to the sprint lane, and you probably lost a bit of momentum. So for her to be picking herself up and getting going again, a great effort.
Yeah, definitely. She seems to me like she's just a real speed horse. In the right grade, she's able to be driven probably different. But tonight, when we got a bit of pressure early, I was sort of made the decision to take cover, and she's definitely going to be up there against the better mares with a bit of speed on and that, and coming off their backs.
Watching you during the race, you obviously was content. You had to do it the hard way, and you didn't knock him around. You sort of looked after him, you nurtured him, and tried to get up a little bit closer coming to the turn. And Chris Elford tried to gash you by opening up a gap before the home turn, but you never panicked. You sort of went back to the inside, and you could just see this horse starting to lift, and he grabbed a bit and he chased, and he wasn't going to give up.
Yeah, look, sort of had a good chat with Ange a couple of times. We just hadn't really decided what we wanted to do tonight. We were sort of going to go back earlier in the week and just come with one run, but we just didn't think we'd be able to get into it. But then even before the gate went, we hadn't decided whether we were going forward or back, but he seemed to roll off the gate good, so I just let him come out, and he got under a little bit of pressure on the corner a couple of times, but it was just sort of, we were going so fast, he'd probably never been that quick on a corner, and I just thought the best thing was to get him back on the pegs and get his rhythm back. And to be honest, I didn't think I was probably going to catch the other one, but as soon as I got back on its back, he just picked the bit back up and he chased so hard up the straight.
It was a very good run. It was certainly one of those races where obviously Motu Gatecrasher first up from a break. We know he's a very good horse when he's right, but it certainly looked a race where there was probably 4 or 5 chances, and he was one of those chances.
Yeah, that's the favourite having a first up probably wasn't 100% rock hard and fit, and the lead at the quarter out the gate, it actually didn't come up as quick as what it felt. It felt very sharp, and he had to push through and hold his spot there, so that might have just softened him up a little bit, and we were fortunate enough to get a run up through his inside and got out in the clear right at the right time.
When the draw came out, barrier 7, particular barrier 13, I suppose on paper it was always a case that you would have wanted to stay in front of particular. Wasn't sure whether you're going to try to chance your arm at the start and press forward, but you elected to go back with the speed inside you.
Well, the plan was to try and get forward sort of a little bit early and just, as you said, stay in front of particular. But after we got on 50, they were just flying, so we had to switch around, and thankfully we did get in front of him. But when I looked up with a lap to go and saw the lead time of 43, I thought, well, that's the end of sort of all the ones that did the early burn. It was just going to be whether I could out-sprint the other filly up the straight, which she did.
Well, also what we've seen tonight, and looking at her bloodlines as well, you would suggest that her staying prowess, she's going to have plenty of staying ability, and she did that tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure, and she has got that speed to go with it too, which is always a great attribute.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting now because he certainly has lifted that benchmark bar a little bit higher again, and just on that win tonight and looking at the times that they've run, you sort of gives you the indication he's on the crust of not being far off the top level to be very competitive.
No, quite true. And, you know, I know the Country Cup circuit sort of finished for this year, but with a little bit of a break and come back a bit stronger next year, yeah, I'm sure that he's a horse that's going to be more than capable of competing at that level. So, no, very exciting for the team involved, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. I mean, she's just such a great trier and such a great racehorse. And I mean, she may not be the best on ability, but she's got the biggest heart, that's for sure. And when she trotted to the front early, sort of, Paul said to me through the week, and Kari, they just said, you know, if she trots to the front, just go fast enough that they can't get near you. And we sort of set a genuine tempo, and I thought I was a sitting duck at the top of the straight, but I mean, she still reeled off a 56 half after the 2700.
Amazing training performance. Kari and Paul, they just do a phenomenal job, don't they, with their horses, in particular when it comes to these big races and having them peaking on the right night, and she's done it. They've done it again tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Rob. I mean, I think that's the art of training is sort of, you know, everyone can win races in the bush, but sort of setting them for nights like this and winning races like this really defines a good trainer. And Paul and Kari have done a great job with their team over the years, and you know, I've known them since I was a little kid, so to have success for them on a night like tonight, it just means the world.
And this horse, it's fair to say, I would imagine over a period of time, he's given you some challenging moments, as he has to his previous trainers and anyone else that's been involved with the horse.
Absolutely, you've hit the nail right on the head. Look, he has got the most understanding and patient owners I've ever had anything to do with.
Well, he's when he's good, he's good.
Absolutely, yes. It's either one way or the other. There's no middle ground with him. But look, when he's you know on song, he does a very good job.
Tonight, well, he couldn't ask for much more. Just everything went well.
Absolutely. You know, the bright lights of Melton generally freak him out a little bit when he hits the home straight. But tonight he held it together, and I'm very, very proud of him.
Just a highly strung horse.
Very, very, and he's probably what I refer to as an anti-trotter, so everything that would normally work on a regular trotter will definitely not work on him, so you've just got it's very much a psychological balance with him.
Those first two that we saw in the earlier heat were just ultra impressive, and you know we thought this bloke goes pretty good, and you see horses come out and do what those two did, and you thought, wow, you know we've really got to lift our game. But yeah, this horse is still learning. You know he's got better every time he stepped out on the track. So look, he mightn't be quite ready to match it with those very best ones just yet, but you never know what might happen later on in the season.
Yeah, he's a lovely type though. Like you can't fault him, you know, in the way he presents himself, and he's got plenty of height about him, and probably, as you said, he's probably got more developing to go, and you know, more time. He'll only keep getting better.
Yeah, that's right. Like I said, he is on that upward spiral. He's getting better every time, so that's all you can ask for juveniles. You know, they don't always produce their best early on, so you never know. You might have to wait till he's 3 or 4 before you see his absolute best. But yeah, he's heading in the right direction.
As you say, it's a work in progress, but he's shown that he's got a little bit of natural talent there.
For sure, and he seems relaxed in the run.
Yeah, pretty good. I think there's a fine line with him though that you know he could easily go the other way, but you know the camp are well aware that he's you know a bit heady and a bit hot. He could be if things didn't. If he wasn't looked after properly. So yeah, no, he's come along nicely. So very happy.